Hello guys, welcome to Deeper Depth. I am Raghavendra. Today in this video, I am going to discuss about the derivation of above formula, which is future value of n equal to into 1 plus I whole to the power of n. And one more thing, I am creating a new playlist which deals with the formula derivation of formulas from financial management. Then please subscribe to my channel if you are not yet subscribed to my channel. And without wasting time, let's get into the video. So before getting into the topic, before getting into the derivation, I want to give a gist on what is this time value and the future value. Time value is the value of 100 rupees today will not be same in the future. Means suppose you have 100 rupees and you went to the market and you purchased 1 dozen of oranges with this 100 rupees. Means in the future after 1 year, you won't get the same quantity, which is 1 dozen of oranges with the same 100 rupees now. So I'll explain this with the example. So this is the timeline. So now this is the present value and I have 100 rupees. Assume that you don't want to purchase oranges in this year. Assume that. And I want to purchase oranges in the second year. Means after 1 year I want to purchase. So what I'll do is, I will invest this somewhere else. Let's say that I gave a loan for my friend for 1 year. So this will be my future value. Future value 1, because I am getting in the future. So at this time what I'll get the principal, which is 100 rupees plus 10%. Let's assume that 10% on an average interest is 10%. 10% of principal, which is 10 rupees. So after the 1 year I will get 100 rupees plus 10, which is 110. So we can even say like this. Suppose if you have 100 rupees now, you can purchase 1 dozen of oranges. If you want to purchase same that 1 dozen of oranges in the future, which is after 1 year, you have to purchase with 110. Not with, you can't purchase that 1 dozen of oranges with only the 100 rupees. So that is what? Today's 100 rupees value will not be the same in the future. So that's about the time value. Now we will see here. Suppose as I told you that present value is 100, and if I invest that in the future for 1 year, I'll get 110 in the second year. Again, if I invest this 110 for 1 more year, I'll get the principal. For this principal, the principal is 110, and I'll get an interest of 10%, which is 11. So that is how we have to do. And if you want to know this future value 1 with the formula, how should we do? Future value 1 equal to principal. I'll get the principal at the same time plus I'll get interest on this principal. Okay. Now what is the common in between these two? P is the common. So I'll bring this P outside. I'm left with here 1 plus, and here I'll have only I. So this is the formula. If you so this is how you can calculate the future value 1. So if you want to know future value 1, you just need to know present value and the interest. Let's see how to find the future value 2. So the future value 2 equal to, I'll get the principal, which is future value 1. For this year, the principal will be the future value 1, which is 110. So future value 1 plus and interest on this. Future value 1 into interest. So what is common here again? Future value, right? Future value 1, and I left out here 1 plus, and here I'll have only I. So if you see here, to know the future value 2, you should need to know future value 1. So if this is a small sum, you can manage by calculating the previous future values. So if I want to know future value 2, I can calculate future value 1, and again I will calculate the future value 2. But if the sum asked, if in exam or somewhere if they asked future value of 26, so that will be challenging for you, because you have to calculate future value 1, 2, 3, so on till 25th. Then only you can calculate future value 26. So instead of doing all this thing, you can just substitute in the formula. Substitute in the above formula. So So how to derive that formula is, now observe here, future value 1. Can I write, instead of future value 1, can I write this p into 1 plus I? Because this is the future value 1 equal to p into 1 plus I, right? I'll substitute this over here, p into 1 plus I, and I'll write the remaining part, which is 1 plus I. Now see here, future value 2 equal to, I'll write p as it is, and I'll write 1 plus I whole to the power of 2, means 1 plus I whole square. Now I'll convert this into this formula. So instead of writing 2, write n, which is future value n equal to p into 1 plus I whole to the power of n. Means if you want to know the future value of some of 26, you need not to calculate the future value 1, 2 till so on 25th. You should need to know only the present value and the interest. See, let's see here. Future value of 26 equal to present value into 1 plus I whole to the power of 26. So here you need not to calculate future value 25. So that's how the formula is derived. I hope I cleared the derivation part of this formula, and if you are still not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel, and if you didn't like this video, please like the video and share it to your friends. And that's all about the video, guys. See you in the next video with the new topic. And one more thing, if you have any doubts, let me know through the comment box. I'll try to make a video on that. Thank you.